Food's the same thing. Eat more protein, you build more muscle. It's like, wow, it's such a basic thing. Take supplementation, you build more muscle. Sleep right, you build even more muscle.
How often should I change exercise variations, and when should I deload? You can't increase your testosterone enough to build more muscle than you can already build naturally. What are the questions I should be asking the doctor when I do a blood test?
How can you talk to the people out there today that aren't waking up with that kind of passion or motivation? And I know that's a tough thing because I don't wake up. I wake up knowing that I have to get in my work. You know, it's like that old statement, get up, get your workout in. That way you're healthier for your family and provide for the family. And so I wake up with that mentality. But how can somebody wake up that's not motivated and not passionate? And maybe, let's be harsh, let's be real, they don't like their lives right now. Because if they love their lives, they would wake up and go, I need to even, take it up a notch. Maybe they're just waking up going, I'm just going to make it through another day. What can
everything is going to sound so cliche because there are statements and recommendations that are used all the time. That's how they become cliche. And if you're not in a place where you love your life, it's really hard to connect with this sort of energy and this high vibrational feeling in existence, because I've been there. I'm experiencing something right now in my life that's very close to me that I completely understand what that looks like. I've been there. I'll be there again sometime in the future. It's just the way life ebbs and flows. And the only thing that we can really do is be present in the moment and really understand that if we take another breath, there's an opportunity to have gratitude for that breath and then try as best as you can to slowly move out. And if you could only do two things, I was listening to a thing yesterday on depression, actually. I put it on, YouTube, Overcoming Depression is what I put on. And the guy said sometimes just taking a shower is the one thing that you need to do. Just take a shower, put on some clean clothes. That's it. And don't expect anything else out of yourself. Like, we're not saying get over it, be strong, you're going to do it. None of that. That's all BS. But if you can manage to get in the shower and wash your butt and your armpits and move on from there, you're going to have another level that you just made it to, because the reality is if you haven't taken a shower, that's progress. And then where do you go from there? Do you take a drive in your car? Maybe fill your car up with gas. Maybe have your car washed. Wash some clothes. Simple little manageable things that aren't too much but need to get done at some point. Those things will bring victory. And you're like, wow, I did that. I didn't think I could do that yesterday, but I did it.
I love that you said that, because I remember those kind of discussions with these guys. And these guys are experts in depression and how to pull yourself out, or breakups or heartbreaks, which is, again, it goes back to depression or anything like that. And it's such minute, tiny, little capable things. But when you're in it, they're big tasks. And I love that they're saying minute baby step. Not even a baby step. It's so minute. Just shower, which everybody takes for granted. When you're in that depression mode and life isn't good, and your girl left you, or your significant other left you, and you lost your job, those little things add up to help you get back on track.
Yep.
I think the old school mentality is you bypass all the little things. You just get over it, move on, which I don't think is a good thing.
No one wants to hear that when they feel like crap. No one wants to hear that. It's so disrespectful, and it's rough. But listen, I got to get on the road. I got to be home. I got another podcast to do.
Love you, kid.
Love you, man. See ya.
Jeffrey, what kind of questions do we have today?
Let's see what we got. We got the how to boost testosterone.
Food, sleep, release of stress, training, but not overtraining, supplementation.
Trend.
That's
what I was asking Clark when he mentioned food. I said, is it things you're eating or is it things you're not eating?
Staring at my butt, Jeffrey? You staring at my butt?
I'm looking right into it.
I'd do all those things first, and then go and I'd get blood work, I would change those things and go get blood work again and see what
Oh
happens.
yeah, there's a question about blood work. Let me find it.
If anyone needs it, if they don't have anyone,
Yep.
they can message me and I'll send them to my guy.
Piece.
All right, bud.
I can't
Get
find
out of here, Clark.
But yeah, here it is, right here.
I'm here on your toilet seat.
What are the questions I should be asking the doctor when I do a blood test?
Nothing. The doctor's going to tell you everything.
Ooh, you would hope.
Yeah. Make sure you're getting blood work done, and the person that's reading it has your best interest in hand. If anything, tell them your goals. But yeah, don't. When it comes to the blood work, listen. Tell him your goals and listen to what he has to say. That has to be done and fixed. And then you'll be able to have a better discussion after those basic things are done. Yeah, if you're getting your blood work done and somebody's going to read it to you, I'm hoping that individual that's reading it to you is more intelligent about blood work than you are.
You can't increase your testosterone enough to build more muscle than you can already build naturally.
That's an absolute. Can you block that individual? That's just an absolute idiot.
Yeah, I don't get
That's a different level. Congratulations, dude.
So you can't. Hey, Mike, you can't get better. No matter what, dude, you're just fucked. You can't get better.
That's a weird concept.
It's a bad mindset.
Just eating right already does it. I mean, just working out already gets you more muscle.
Let's say that's true. All right, just fuck it for the argument. Let's say it's true. All right.
Okay.
Would you want to believe that? And would going against that maybe just make you better regardless?
I'd be the one guy that says, "Cool,
You know?
that's you, not my thought."
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, everybody dies. Oh, well then why enjoy life?
Right.
It's over. At some point you're dead. Give up. That's what it's a weird concept for that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's block him out of here. That's just
Sleep is good for testosterone. Yes.
yes.
So sleep is shit.
And good sleep, not just 10 hours,
Right.
but quality sleep. So each of these have a facet to it,
Yeah.
a level. It's not just eating healthy, but it's eating right raises it. Not sleeping, but sleeping right does it. Not training, but training right helps. Except for the one guy. Nothing helps him.
Nothing. He's already shut off. He's already shut off to the idea of improving, of getting better, of maybe increasing, whatever.
That's such a weird thing to say. It's like nothing can happen to your body. Dude, do a cup of coffee. You have more energy? Yeah. Food's the same thing. Eat more protein. You build more muscle. It's like, wow, it's such a basic thing. Take supplementation. You build more muscle. Sleep right. You build even more muscle. Holy cow. That's unfortunate. But again, that goes back to what we were talking about yesterday is the average of people. This guy's, he's not even average. He's below average. He's just looking for an excuse to be who he is. So if anybody's out there that is confused on what Jeffrey said, it's always a good thing to try to be positive about this stuff. And that's genetics or anything.
What you said about the Weeder products, right?
Yeah.
It's that same idea.
So I did a documentary and we talked about the Weeder products, and I was this young kid, and the products back then were not as good as they are today, but the product back then was better than the product today for me, is because what it made me believe in, right, and believe that I can do.
You took a scoop and you were ready. You were like, this is going to get me. This is going to get me. And then that translated into your work ethic in the gym, translated into you making sure you came home and took another scoop, get your sleep right.
Yeah, it made me believe in a dream. And man, at the end of the day, that's all any of this is about you going, hey, I can create a better life for myself. Let me put it into action and let's do it. Great analogy, Jeff, bringing that old school Weeder product back into the mix and the belief around it.
All right, let's switch up the topic a little bit.
Okay.
Mike and Jeff, what are your take on Tom Platt's squats and his style of training? And are you and the crew including it in your leg programs?
Yeah, I got to remember that Tom was a huge role model to me and a training partner to me. So a lot of the principles I talk about almost going to that point of failure and overtraining and pushing yourself to find out where your limits are is a lot of the stuff that me and Tom did back then. And then as for Tom and what he's created, again, it's just amazing. Amazing. I had a great talk with him this weekend. Just a great guy. And again, his mindset, I took a portion of his mindset because I was that 20-year-old kid training with him. And so I love the thing about just training until you're fatigued in 3 hours.
Yeah, and we've implemented those principles. You've showed us tons of Tom Platt style tricks.
It's great stuff. But I'm glad that person said that, because there's stuff in that Lee Haney taught me. There's stuff that Steve Reeves taught me. Frank Zane is teaching me daily on such the mindset to have. And it's also confirming a lot of the beliefs I already had in place. So Tom would have been one of those guys. Frank Zane, I think, would have been one of those guys that would have destroyed this last guy's comment. It's like, exactly. You can't change your testosterone level or anything about your life.
You already closed the door. You didn't even want to open it and look, give yourself a chance or whatever. It's like that kind of mindset won't get you anywhere.
Yeah. Except blocked.
Yeah.
I don't want that cancerous type of person even relative to any of my pages.
How often should I change exercise variations, and when should I deload?
Well, you deload definitely at the end of that training principles as you're trying to get stronger and stronger, and definitely a week out from a meet or your PRs, and that you want to deload at that point. But it also kind of goes.
Do you only deload if you're on a plan, or should you always be on a plan?
Well, you're always on a plan. You're not
Okay.
going to deload just because you worked out for 2 weeks.
So I just wanted to get that out there, because some people
I guess I got to be careful, because it's like saying, people say, hey, every Sunday I have a cheat meal. Well, no, you don't.
Right.
Unless you're on a plan and it calls for the cheat meal, you don't get a cheat meal every Sunday. That's a lazy person.
Yeah.
You don't get a deload
Gym.
just because you're tired. You don't know if you're tired. Are the weights, is your body weight changing? Is your weights changing? All those kind of things go into
Are
it.
you not sleeping like
You're not
someone over
sleeping?
here? Or two people over
Why are
here?
you tired?
And then how often should you change exercise variations? I don't know if you mean, just in general, I guess.
I like that question. Again, I usually do it every 12 weeks, unless I'm not satisfied where I got to in that position. So usually the big main lifts stay the same, and then the secondary stuff can always do slight variations, and that could be weekly if you want. I like keeping the main core similar.
Right.
Like if I'm going to do front squats, I'm going to do it for the next 12.
Right.
Go back squats, I'll do it for the next 12. Then do Anderson squats. I'd like to really master that level of memory, mind to muscle connection, and athletic.
Get the most
ability.
out of it. Right.
Yeah.
Get the most out of it. Develop whatever it is. The technique, is it the speed, is it the strength, and then introduce something else, while hopefully not losing everything that you just developed right there. If you lift heavy, is it good to train abs for a stronger core, or does this just come in with the heavy lifts?
Just comes in with the heavy lifts.
Yep.
Yeah. Everything gets stronger. You train heavy legs, your upper body gets stronger. So it's a great thing. It's an amazing thing how your body functions.
I don't know if I understand this. When does the muscle stop needing 48 hours to recover and more like 12 hours?
Oh, I guess that might be just if you're off season and the nutrition is on point and your body's really moving with it. Remember those days where our strength is just going through the roof?
Right.
And everything was just in tune. Yeah, that's a tough one. I know you guys are thinking that maybe you can get there a lot more. That's a hard thing to get to.
It's the setup, right?
Yeah, it's everything prior to it to get to that point, but then I wouldn't live in that point. And then also at the same time, I don't think it's crucial that you need to get back in and crush that body part again that quick.
Yeah.
When it comes to strength, yes, but you're doing a different kind of strength program relative to a bodybuilding program in that sense.
Are carbs good for testosterone?
I 100%.
Yeah.
Calories are. Calories, carbohydrates, fats, all of them. And there's great carbs and there's great fats and there's great proteins to boost your testosterone. Do the research. Get down there and start doing a little bit of research.
Mike, why do you restrict calories so much? Won't you lose muscle?
Yes, 100%. Yeah,
Yep.
I will.
You will.
I'm not sure if you've watched any videos or discussion or what I do for a living, but I don't get on stage in the sense of trying to win a show. I get on stage to be an art show. So I can lose muscle. That's the great thing about the size I am and I have been is I can lose 20 or 30 pounds of muscle.
Yep. And you can put it on too. Muscle memory, you know the right things to do. Where's this one? This is good. How should one transition into bulking from a cut? So how do you go from sliced and diced and then ramp up those calories?
It's a lot like you did from the bulk before into the cut. You start eliminating stuff slowly so you can get more cut, right? And then you start putting more work so you can continue to get cut.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same transition on the other side. You want to start doing less work. You want to start putting in more calories. And it's a slow process. And I'm fine with you guys taking the same amount of time to cut up to bulk up. So you cut up in 12 weeks, 8 to 12 weeks. So bulk up. Take 8 to 12 weeks to start getting to that really good spot of where you're in a surplus. Take your time.
We talked about this today, actually. Mike, when you did PRP, are you supposed to stop training?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a portion of time. And you want to change your nutrition as well. There's a lot that goes into it, which I did not know prior to, but I knew doing the process, there's things I had to do. I had to take 10 days off after training that area. I also had to change up the nutrition so the procedure would take better. There's a lot of cool things to it, but also I understood this. It's not a fix-all. It's a do it, and it's going to give you more time. And then go back and do it again at a later time. But there is no fix-all to do all. So, yeah. And again, it gets a less time as you get older and older. But I recommend, again, preventative. Do it before you get something bad.
Powerlifting. How often should you do it if you're a bodybuilder?
9 months out of the year.
Woo! So now are you a powerlifter that just does bodybuilding 3 months? Yeah?
9 months out of the year. You should be lifting like a mad dog, powerlifting, incorporating those secondary exercises. Yeah, great question.
Why do you think that's so important?
Well, because you want the 3D. You want the stronger body. You want that muscle. And it's hard to put on muscle. And I think people think that bodybuilding training is, I think they think that's a priority. But when it comes down to training, it's like Frank Zane said it. Robbie Robinson says it. They all say it. It's just been lost through the years. Is that it is the lifting heavy. It is the
iron
6 to 10 reps, 6 to 8 reps range. It is those compound movements, and then add in secondary, and that is actually more powerlifting than it is bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Love you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Jeffrey, take us out. Let them know about everything.